Hello, and welcome to ISM 6419 Data Visualization. My name is Han Reichgeld, and I'll be the instructor for this course. The course contains an extensive syllabus, which you will be asked to read in Module 1, and which will give you information about course learning outcomes, the professional schedule, the way in which performance in this course will be assessed, and so on. However, I thought it would be useful to point out some of the highlights of this course as we get started. The course itself is based on two observations. The first observation is that organizations are collecting increasing amounts of data about their operations, their products, their customers, their competitors, and so on. And they can then analyze this data to gain insights into the organizations and to improve organizational decision-making. And as you know, this discipline is known as business intelligence or data analytics. One of the earliest adopters of business intelligence data analytics has been the retail sector, with in particular Walmart being a very ardent adopter of this technology. Walmart used data analytics to conduct so-called market basket analyses. In a market basket analysis, you try to determine which products are bought together in a basket. And you can then use that information to optimize the layout in your store. Now, some of the insights that Walmart gained from the market basket analyses are kind of expected. So, for example, a basket that contains pasta also often contains pasta sauce. But others are less expected. So, for example, Walmart is alleged to have discovered that baskets that contain disposable diapers, especially for newborns, also contain beer. Now, once you have that insight, it's kind of easy to understand because diapers, or easy to explain, because diapers, especially diapers for newborns, are typically bought by new fathers. And as any of you who've had children know, new fathers need beer. And Walmart used this insight in the layout of its stores. So those of you who are familiar with the traditional layout in the Walmart store will now understand why disposable diapers used to be displayed at the end of the beer aisle. This course does not provide in-depth coverage of data analytics. There are other courses in this and the tools that enable you to gain insights from large collections of data. There are other courses in the program that allow you to do so. Instead, and this brings us to the second observation underlying this course, even if you gain all kinds of insights through data analytics, those insights are pretty much useless if you can't communicate them to those who need to know, the organizational decision makers. And one of the most powerful ways of communicating those insights is through visualizations. As we start the course, you will see examples of how these insights can be shared more convincingly through pictures, graphics, animations, and other visualizations. And we'll see some examples of cases where a picture is really worth a lot more than 1,000 words. And not surprisingly, using visualizations to communicate insights from data analytics is called data visualization. And that then is the focus of this course. There are several tools available to create data visualizations. Probably the most widely used ones are Power BI and Tableau. Initially, the course will focus on Tableau, but we will cover Power BI as well. However, for students in the MS BAIS program, it's probably not sufficient to just use visualization tools. And we'll therefore also briefly cover how to create data visualizations in Python. Note, Power BI is not available on a Mac. If you use a Mac, then please let me know and send me an email, preferably in Canvas, so that we can set up an alternative way for you to access Power BI. It's up to you which tool to use for your final project. And we'll talk about the final project a little more in a minute. The course will use a number of different teaching techniques. there are several graded discussions in which you will discuss different aspects of data visualization. In particular, what makes a particular visualization good or misleading. You will also complete some small mini projects to help you become comfortable with the visualization tools, but the expectation is that you will be able to use the skills required through these mini projects to conduct a significant individual project. The individual project is worth about 30% of your final grade and is therefore very high stake. Given the high stake nature of the final project, the course contains a number of components to help you become successful in the project. First, there is a graded discussion at the beginning of the course in which you will communicate your initial project ideas. If previous versions of this course are anything to go by, it's more than likely that some of you are interested in similar areas. If that is the case, I would encourage you to work together, but make sure that you realize that this is an individual project. Also, there are a number of links in Module 1 to possible data sources that you can use for your project. Now, it may be the case that you work for an organization that would allow you to, that would prefer for you to do a data visualization project on data that are particular to that organization. They may be reluctant to share this data with me. If so, let me know. I'd be more than happy to sign a non-disclosure agreement. The second, there's also a number of additional discussions throughout the course, graded assignments, where you will be able to discuss the progress you're making on your project. The second way in which we will help you be successful in the project is that you can send me a draft submission of the project about 10 days before the final submission is due. I will be able to give you feedback, and I'd be happy to get a look at whatever you have at that time, no matter how incomplete it is. The idea is that I can use this draft submission to give you feedback on your project. Third, I'm always available and to help you. And I'm committed to responding to any communication I get from you within 24 hours. And in general, including weekends. And in general, I've been able to live up to my commitment. If I believe that it's going to be difficult for me to live up to my commitment, to an answer with the swiftness that I promised and that you deserve, I will let you know in advance. And finally, let me end by saying that I look forward to this course and working with you over the semester. I think it's going to be fun.